Attention foreigners, there has been a big and really important modification in the Spanish immigration law that if you are already in Spain with a residency card or planning to obtain one in the near future will certainly affect and benefit your case. So make sure to watch until the end because this video is great news. Hello everyone, my name is Gerard, I'm the marketing responsible at immigrationspain.es, and in this video we are going to talk about the new Supreme Court ruling, a new law that has been recently passed and that will benefit you as a foreigner. More precisely, we are going to talk about one of the main requirements that existed in order to renew and maintain your residency card in Spain. As you already know, once you obtain your temporary residence permit in Spain, a card valid for 1, 2 or 3 years, there were certain requirements, certain situations that would extinguish your card. We are talking about, for example, if you cease to meet the same requirements that were asked to obtain the residency card in the first place, if you have lost or changed your nationality, if you are no longer in possession of a passport or what's called in Spain cédula de inscripción, or if during 1 year you spent over 183 days, 6 months, outside of Spain. This last requirement is the one that we're going to focus on in this video because right now that would no longer extinguish your residency and that would no longer be a barrier to renew your card. More precisely, the Supreme Court has ruled a new sentence regarding the Article 162.2 of the Spanish immigration law, which, as we've said, stated that if you spend over 6 months outside of Spain, you were no longer able to renew your residency card, eliminated from the regulation. Why? Because in the Spanish Constitution, in Article 19, the law establishes that any foreigner in possession of a temporary residency card has the right of free movement, and that contradicts the Spanish immigration regulations. Nevertheless, and this is really important to understand, this is not a new law, this is just a sentence. Let's explain that. Basically, a new sentence means that in one specific case with a foreigner who was appealing a residency renewal rejection, the Supreme Court has finally accepted the renewal even though this foreigner has been outside Spain for more than 6 months. The Supreme Court used this contradiction between the immigration law and the Spanish Constitution, which states that there's the right of free movement for foreigners in possession of a temporary residency card, and with that approved the residency renewal. Hence, this is a good tool for you to use in case of a renewal application rejected. You can reference this Supreme Court approval in your file in order to get your application accepted, but this does not mean that the law has been changed. The requirement to stay in Spain for at least 6 months in order to renew your card is still in place, still holds true, but in case you get a rejection because you've been a couple of days more, for example, outside the country, you can appeal basing your appeal on this Supreme Court's decision. That, of course, is great news, it's great advantage because many of you who are in the possession of a card were counting the days, were making sure that you stayed in Spain those 6 months, even when you would like to have left the country, visited your family, your relatives in your country of origin. Right now that would make things easy for you. Nevertheless, important warning that we must make, this does not mean that that same applies for long-run residency, permanent residency as it was called before, or citizenship. For those options, which at the end are the end goal for many foreigners in Spain, the time outside Spain required in order to obtain it are still the same. So make sure to check that, because if you wish to obtain permanent residency or citizenship, you must make sure that you haven't exited the country more than you are allowed to, and perhaps staying more than 6 months outside Spain during a year make you not eligible for permanent residency or citizenship. So when that works for temporary residency cards, and it's a great advantage, it can go against you when you're applying for permanent residency or citizenship. That's all. This great news, great advantages. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you wish to learn more, because there's been new updates too coming in the Spanish regulations that would really benefit you as a foreigner. For any other doubt, if you need legal assistance from an expert immigration lawyer, make sure to send us an email at info@immigrationspain.es and we'll be more than happy to help you. See you in the next one.